Hello, you're very welcome to the news on NTR International. My name is Justin Bemuyi, and here are the major stories. Nigerian president says resolving associated national security challenges is top priority as defense headquarters debunks claims of secret graveyards in Northeast Theater of Operation. Vice President Oshinbajo reiterates federal government's commitment to economic growth through micro, small and medium enterprises. Plus, United States withdraws from nuclear treaty with Russia, raises fears of new arms race. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Now, contrary to insinuations in certain quarters, the federal government says it has spared no effort whatsoever towards ridding the nation of terrorism and insurgency. It says no stone was also left unturned in resolving associated national security and humanitarian challenges confronting the country. President Muhammadu Buhari made this known at the graduation ceremony of course 27 of the National Defense College in Abuja. And State House correspondent Adamu Sambu now reports.
I confer on you, participants of the National Defense College Course 27, who stand before me, one and all, the fellowship of the Defense College. Congratulations.
Year in, year out, this has been a regular feature at the National Defense College Nigeria for the past 27 years. This time, 127 participants found worthy in both character, learning, as well as capable of holding higher responsibilities graduated. Out of the number, 17 are from the allied countries in Africa, Asia, and the Americas. Merit awards were also presented to participants who distinguished themselves during the 46 weeks course, with Group Captain O.C. Obadike carting home the President's Award as the best all-round graduate. The event, President Buhari said, reminds him of his graduation from the United States Army War College, Pennsylvania, as a colonel in the class of 1980. Reflecting on the state of the nation, the president said after inheriting Nigeria at a critical crossroads with Boko Haram virtually holding the country hostage, significant progress has been made after 4 years of grueling work in tackling the menace and other challenges of security.
In spite of the commendable progress, the Nigerian state is still beset with some existential and fundamental challenges. The Boko Haram, for instance, having lost their insurgency campaign, now factionalized and mutated into a new form of terrorist threat. Armed banditry and vandalism, kidnapping, pastoralist and farmers' conflicts, cultism, and political violence have become the new threats.
Adding up to the security mix, he said, our proliferation of small arms and light weapons, the youth bulge, joblessness, socio-political and ethno-religious divisions, fake news, as well as hate speeches, saying the government is, however, determined to finding lasting solutions.
Our government is poised to promote national security and development. We remain committed to promoting a vision of secure, safe, just, peaceful, prosperous, and strong nation. Indeed, we shall be employing all elements of our national and human resources to ensure security, a just society, peaceful coexistence, national unity, prosperity, and sustainable development while promoting our good standing abroad.
While congratulating the graduating participants for their accomplishments, President Buhari said all they have learned will soon become very handy in the task of national security and development. Commandant of the college, Rear Admiral Maxon Makanju Kadri, said the Apex Military Institution, as Center of Excellence for Peace Support Operations, has delivered on its mandate.
Our flagship training program, the Air Defense and Strategic Studies course, has gained international acceptance as a valued program of strategic professional military education in Africa and beyond.
The National Defense College was established in 1992 for the training of senior military officers in Nigeria. In Abuja, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says the federal government will continue supporting the micro, small and medium enterprises sector to bring the desired growth to the economy and provide jobs for the nation's youth. He said these are the second edition of the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Awards 2019 held in Abuja. As State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
The Buhari administration's desire to stimulate local productivity by providing an enabling business environment and requisite support has never been in doubt. And with the introduction of the national MSME clinics in 2017 aimed at removing bottlenecks, the sky may just be the beginning for MSME operators in Nigeria.
On access to low-cost financing for MSMEs, various government agencies and institutions are also hard at work. One of our MSME focused priorities is in being able to offer affordable, world-class equipment for MSMEs across the country. But we hope that by the first quarter of 2019, we will be able to provide MSMEs with affordable, shared access to essential amenities like power, high-quality operating equipment, broadband connectivity, as we help to reduce the cost of their operations.
The award ceremony with the theme Next Level is another way of reassuring Nigerian businessmen and women of government's determination to this commitment of working in their interests.
There is no doubt that working together, federal and state governments can quickly and considerably improve the business environment in Nigeria. The economic future of our country is very bright indeed. And with the energy and talents of these young men and women, it can only get brighter and it can only get better.
26 finalists emerged this year in various categories.
It will motivate me more to achieve more, because to whom much is given, more is expected of him.
That has also motivated me as a state governor to continue to encourage the MSME in my state and to especially concentrate on the youth. You can see that most of these people are youth. And so if we do very well for the youth, Nigeria will be greater for it.
Anambra State displaced Abia this year as the most supportive MSME state. Delta, Kebbi, and Lagos, as well as Rivers states, are scheduled to host the national MSME clinics in 2019. From the State House Conference Center in Abuja, Jide Onifade, NJ News.
And now Olainka Ojo is standing by with the news from the financial sector.
In spite of the challenges small and medium enterprises face in Nigeria, which range from taxation to access to funds and registration with regulatory agencies, some Nigerian entrepreneurs who participated at the second edition of the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Award 2019 have lauded federal government's initiative.
Doing business in Nigeria, it's not easy. I won't lie to you about that. Exposed us to, this government bodies that would actually aid us to doing business the right way.
I started this business as during my NYC in Kogi State. And since then, in fact, I've developed great passion in this work.
Actually, I did a shoe for somebody that recommended it about 5 years ago. He now said, I have to go and register this because I stand the chance to be a winner.
The Central Bank of Nigeria says some firms in the country have identified insufficient power supply, high interest rate, and unfavorable economic climate as major factors that constrain businesses in July. The bank, in a survey conducted in July, said operators were optimistic of experiencing growth in the microeconomy in the month under review. Gold drifts lower after President Donald Trump's tariff threat sparks rally.
Now, the federal government has assured the government and people of Kwara State that it will spare no resource or assistance in accelerating the process of rebuilding critical infrastructure in the state, following the political revolution that ushered in an APC administration in the state. Secretary to the government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, gave this assurance shortly after he met with Governor Abdurrahman Abdurazak on courtesy visit in Abuja.
We look at all the areas of collaboration, the areas that the state desires the federal government to step in and give all the necessary assistance and support.
We've paid over 200 million in counterpart funding for healthcare. In the school system, we've paid 450 million to UBEC to get us recertified because UBEC had blacklisted Kwara. So now the basic elements are not there. So we have to rebuild in Kwara. So, and that's part of why we came for support.
The presidency describes as an appeal to the emotions of Nigerians the actions of the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the last general elections, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. In a statement by the Special Advisor to the President, Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, states that before and after the Osun State judgment, the PDP candidate had always been quick to play up negative developments in the country, the latest of which is the tendentious story by the Wall Street Journal alleging that about 1,000 Nigerian soldiers had been recently killed by Boko Haram, an Islamic State of West Africa terrorists, and secretly buried by Nigerian military authorities. The statement further adds that the military has duly countered the story, educating the Wall Street Journal on the hollowness of its publication. In the meantime, the Defense Headquarters has noted with dismay an online article by Wall Street Journal purporting that the Nigerian military maintains secret graveyards in the Northeast Theater of Operation. In a statement signed by the Director of Defense Information, Colonel Onyema Nwachuku, states that this insinuation can only emanate from an uninformed position of the author of the said publication. It therefore notes that the Armed Forces of Nigeria has a rich and solemn tradition for the interment of fallen heroes and does not indulge in secret burials, as it is sacrilegious and a profanity to extant ethos and traditions. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved an induction retreat for ministers designate to be held at the State House Banquet Hall, Abuja, from August 15th to 16th, 2019. In a statement, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, therefore directed all ministers designate to pick up all relevant documents for their study and guidance, preparatory to the inauguration of the Cabinet at the office of the SGF from 10 a.m. on Tuesday, August 6, 2019. The ministers designate are also requested to submit to the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation their updated curriculum vitae in soft and hard copies, as well as any valid identification document. You're watching the news on Enter International, reaching you from Abuja. Stay tuned for more after the break.
People always think that the grass is greener on the other side. I've got news for you. For many, there is no grass at all. Through the desert and the Mediterranean Sea, all for what? To be detained as a slave or work for next to nothing with your humanity and dignity stripped? Could be worse. You may be slaughtered for the sale of your vital organs. And there are chances you may never arrive at your destination. Yet every day, countless forge ahead with the thoughts that it cannot happen to me. Why leave the green land for the dry land and watery graves? Stay home and save your life. It is all. Join NAPTIP to kick human trafficking out of Nigeria.
Report suspected cases of human trafficking and violence against persons to these hotlines. NAPTIP, ensuring a human trafficking and violence-free nation.
You're welcome back. Workers' welfare should be directly proportional to their productivity. Director General, National Information Technology Development Agency, Isa Ali Patami, said this when he led his management team on a visit to the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria to secure affordable housing for staff of the agency. Adebola Brooks-Linson now reports.
There is no doubt that house rent takes huge portion of workers' remuneration. Director General of National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, Isa Ali Pantami, said the two organizations have come a long way and taken advantage of the mutual relationship he believes will make his staff own their homes.
I discovered that if you want to push people to do a lot, first thing you need to do, take care of them. Make sure that all their benefits that are basic are covered. We have the capacity when it comes to digitalization, and you have the pocket when it comes to other activities where pocket is required. When the salary is paid, to pay accommodation and pay school fees is absolutely difficult. So that is why we contacted some estate developers. We work with them and we set up a committee to see how we can support our staff that are civil servants. With this, if this is achieved, I believe it will go a long way for me or any other chief executive that could come after me to have an excellent team in place.
Managing Director of Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, Hamed Musa Engiwa, who granted the request of the NITDA boss, said better service delivery is embedded in the bank's mandates.
Cooperative societies of organizations can secure their own land, do their own designs, get their own bill of quantities, and approach the bank, to which we offer them a construction loan to build an estate for their own staff. So we urge members of NITDA to also take advantage of the bank's products, mortgage products, and act as good ambassadors to FNBN brand. We assure you that with FNBN, everyone deserves a home in NITDA.
To benefit from the FNBN products, which ranges from renovation loan, rent to own, construction loan, you must be part of the mandatory 2.5% contribution for a minimum of 6 months. Adebola Brooks-Linson, NTA News.
And now talking health, know your viral hepatitis status, save your liver and live longer. This is a campaign by the Nigerian government as Nigeria marks the World Hepatitis Week to create awareness on the causes, prevention and treatment of this killer disease. Basi Taikman tells us more.
At achieving global elimination of the challenge by 2030. It also aims at creating awareness about various types of hepatitis, dismiss social stigma, and notify the public about comprehensive care and treatments, as 80% of people globally lack prevention, testing, and treatments. While the World Health Organization believes it is a reminder and a call on member states to invest on public health, Julius sees it as a collective commitment.
The status is that for the immunization, for many countries in Africa, including Nigeria, the immunization, the vaccines are now available.
Elimination of viral hepatitis cardinally lies with the government. Thereafter, other stakeholders will also join hands with government.
Viral hepatitis B and C affects 325 million people worldwide, causing 1.4 million deaths yearly. Despite interventions by the federal government and partners, HIV prevalence is decreasing in Nigeria, emphasizing the need for the people to know their viral hepatitis status. Speakers at this forum say hepatitis can be prevented, treated, and in fact that hepatitis C is curable. NTA News.
Adebola Brooks-Linson has trending news from other parts of the globe.
Thanks for joining us on this segment of the news. Libya's Interior Minister Fatih Bashaga says plans has been concluded to shut down 3 of its biggest migration detention centers. The centers in question are in Misrata, Tajura and Homs. However, organizations monitoring the situation in Libya fears these closures may lead to even more overcrowding in the remaining centers. And in another development, Japan says it is removing South Korea from its list of trusted trade partners, deepening a bitter row between the two countries. Japan has said the measures are based on national security concerns and to also address Seoul's inadequate export controls. And the United States has formally withdrawn from a key nuclear treaty with Russia, raising fears of a new arms race. The Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty was signed by former U.S. President and Soviet leader in 1987. Earlier this year, the U.S. and NATO accused Russia of violating the pact by deploying a new type of cruise missile, which Moscow has denied. I am Adebola, Brooklyn Sunday. Thanks for your time.
And now to sports. Nigeria Hockey Federation seeks for funds to participate in the Olympics qualifiers in Johannesburg. As Tamara Ibiwe has details on Sports Update.
Nigeria risk facing a ban from International Hockey Federation should it forfeit their slot to compete at the 2019 Africa Olympic Qualification Tournament in Johannesburg, South Africa, August 12 to 18.
We'll sustain whatever we do. We'll come here, host competition, making sure that these boys are off the street. Yet, we don't get any encouragement from sporting administrators.
24 players are set to tee off the final round of Africa Golf Tour's Maiden Shagamu Cup at Lafarge Golf Course in Shagamu, Ogun State, Saturday, after a thrilling third-round contest Friday. Nigeria duo of Francis Epe and Mike Ubi with Ghana's Vincent Toga are among the contenders for the biggest chunk of the $25,000 US purse prize.
Of course, I will re-strategize and then plot my goals and then see how I can accomplish them.
Meanwhile, a 2-week children's golf clinic ended Friday at the IBB International Golf and Country Club, Abuja, with over 130 participants tutored in the rudiments of the sport.
What we do now is to attach them to pros. In liaison with the parents, they coach them, prepare them for any international competition.
In football, Stephanie Frappart of France will be the first female referee in history to officiate a UEFA Super Cup match when Chelsea face Liverpool in Istanbul, Turkey, August 14. The 35-year-old will be assisted by Manuela Nicolosi of France and Michelle O'Neill of Ireland. The trio were on duty in this year's FIFA Women's World Cup final between the United States and Netherlands. With Sports Update, Tamara Ibiwe, NTA News.
Up next is a quick check on Friday's weather prospect for Nigeria and some cities of the world. International, thank you very much for being a part of it. My name is Justin Bemui.